Hey everybody, checking in after 4 months since my last video. I recently got engaged, so there's been a lot of wedding planning going on, a lot of different things happening. It's all really exciting, but I have upgraded my entire setup since my last video. In the past, I was using an Ego style battery with Kanger tanks and rebuilding the stock coils, the stock dual coils. So I was with a friend, and he had a sub-ohm set up that he let me take a draw off of. And after that, I fell in love completely with the setup, so I bought it for myself. So what I have here is the eLeaf iStick 50 watt, and it's got the display on it, so you can read your, your ohms, your volts, your watts, everything. It gives you error messages, which is really helpful. Second, I bought the Kanger Subtank from Kanger directly. This tank is great on this battery. They work perfectly together, and it's a really different setup than what I was dealing with. Bigger draw, direct lung hitting versus mouth to lung. The flavor is much greatly improved. The vapor production is 10 times as much, and I really enjoy this much more so than what I was doing in the past. So obviously I've gotten into sub-ohm vaping since then, started buying my own wire and my own wicks, and rebuilding the RBA deck in this, as well as using the OCC coils that Kanger sells. So if I had to give my opinion on either, I do like rebuilding my own coils. I think that it saves me money, and I also like to have greater control over, the wire and how it's built. So I do like that. The OCC coils are great too, because I just drop one in, wet it up with some juice, and I'm good to go. So it's quick, it's easy. They're real close in terms of performance. I just prefer to save a little money. Seeing as this setup set me back around $100 when all is said and done. Battery was about 40, tank was about 30. I had to buy some extra stuff to rebuild, So it was a good investment, and it served me great. So in the past 4 months, I've been using this pretty much specifically. But what I also wanted to do was try Kanger's new offering, which is a sub box. So the sub box I just picked up, and we'll go through it, and I'll show you what's inside. I've already opened it and tried it out, but I'll do a little comparison on both of them. And it really just boils down to the differences in the tanks, and then the mods versus each other. So the eLeaf versus the Kanger mod. So quick, just to recap on the eLeaf. Battery life is amazing. It'll last me 3 to 4 days. I like the compactness of it. It fits in my hand really nicely. The stuff that I had before was longer Ego batteries. So it's just a different hand feel to get into, but I actually enjoy it. It is a little bulky to carry around in your pocket, but that goes pretty much for any type of box like this. So it was really just deciding to step up. So the tank, obviously it's 4.5 mils, so it holds a lot of juice. But at the same token, you go through it quite a bit because you're doing sub-ohm, and I'm pretty much specifically using the 0.5 build or the OCC coil, depending on what I have available in time. So you're going to go through juice a lot faster, and I also had to downgrade my nicotine level to 6%. Previously I was at 12, but the 12 was a little too harsh because of the amount of vapor that you're producing and breathing in. So that was a bit different. But all in all, I really enjoy the sub-ohm experience. More vapor. Obviously, who doesn't want more vapor? The flavor is a lot better. It's just easier to fill the tank, and it's great. So if you haven't gotten into, sub-ohm vaping, this is a really nice setup. It's a little more expensive than the sub box, but it's all in one battery. You just charge it via USB. You can pass through vape. It's great. And I ended up, with the black battery and the silver tank. So with the sub box, I didn't end up getting the K box. The Subox Starter Kit, you get the box, you get the tank, and then you get some accessories. So I don't have my good camera with me so I can do a desk view, so I'll just open it up for you. It's got a nice magnetic flap on here. It reminds me a little bit of Apple packaging. I got it from myvapedeal.com. Great site. It was like free shipping around 50 something dollars, 55. So it was definitely really good price there, and I got it in a few days, so it was nice. So if you want to look inside, you got your device, and then you have your tank. You can see it's already filled with juice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out, and I'll just show you what's in the rest of the box really quick before we get into the device. So if you take this out, you're going to get your power cord to charge, you're going to get your rebuildable RBA deck, and then you're going to get another 1.5 OCC coil, and then the stuff to rebuild your RBA, which includes an extra drip tip for the white. I don't believe the black comes with that. So let's get into the device. So what you're going to get is your device, your battery. I've already put a 18650 battery in here. And it actually came with these black strips. It's like tape. And you can put it around the battery in the right spot, and then the red battery or whatever color won't show through, which is kind of nice. So it keeps it uniform. The battery is all charged up, so you can tell it's a similar display. I think you have to, yeah, in order to flip the display around, you just, come on, baby. It's not easy. It's not easy. No, I'm not going to get this. I'm not going to figure it out. There is a way to do it. So, I just wasted like 10 seconds of your life. Alright, so I'm going to put my tank on here. This thing is beautiful. It's not, people have said it looks cheap. It's not cheap. It's got a nice ceramic coating on it. Ceramic coating on the tank. I could put the black tip on it because I just thought it looked great. And then I have the stock 0.5 OCC coil in here. And I've actually got cinnamon roll in this one and raspberry in this one, so I'm going to be mixing flavors here in a minute to show you, which is fine. But this is really great. You can see here difference being it's a little less wide than the eLeaf, which is nice, so it fits in your hand a little better compared to this, which I do like. I really love the white, so I went with the white. You can get red or black or white. Since I already have silver and black, I went with the white. So tank is superb, very similar to the original Subtank. Difference being is that the coils, the stock coils in the RBA deck are different. So you're going to get a very similar experience, same amount of juice that can be held. The quality is great, the airflow ring is awesome. I keep it wide open because I've been doing direct lung hits now. But if you want to change it, you can just twist it. It'll snap. Not in view. It'll snap. That's the tightest draw. That's the second. And then wide open. So, it's got a little magnetic door. You can see the battery there. Comes right back together real nicely. And you get your charging port here, your up down in terms of your voltage, and then your fire button. So, compared, they're both awesome. The battery on this versus the battery on this, tank's very similar. I like that I can take this battery out if it's dead and charge it and put a new one that's already charged in it. This one, if your battery dies, you have to recharge it. You can pass through vape on both. I wouldn't suggest it on the one with the 18650 battery because I don't really understand that technology. But with the enclosed, I feel safer doing that. This battery, however, is twice the capacity of this battery, so this will last me, 3-4 days. I just got this, so I would assume it's probably going to last me 2 days, something like that. So without further ado, I'll take a puff of each. This is the cinnamon roll, which I've done a review on, and this is the 0.5 OCC coil. So you can see right away, vapor production is amazing, really smooth. The OCC coil is killing it. They redesigned it a little bit. It's got more airflow, and it's a vertical build coil, whereas this is a horizontal. So that really helps. It helps the longevity of the coil, and you can actually crank up the watts a lot higher. So I've heard some say that keep it at 40. I'm at 35.8 right now, which is perfect. Whereas on this one, I'm at 25. So if I go any higher at 25 on the vertical coil, horizontal coil, this is the vertical horizontal, it starts to get me a dry hit, a little burn. So they've improved it to handle higher watts, which is great. So you get more flavor, it's a warmer vape. So one more hit. So this is great. This is a great setup. I actually bought one for my fiance. She's gonna love it. She was using all my old Ego style stuff, but I want her to get into this, and I think she's gonna like the 1.5 OCC coil better because it's more mouth to lung, whereas this is a direct lung hit. So I'll go back to my homeboy here that I've had for 4 months now. This eLeaf is a beast. It's bigger. It lasts a lot longer. It is rechargeable. I like the silver and black look for this tank, and I like the straight white and black for this. So they're two different looks, which is nice to have. Did have to buy batteries for that and a charger. Little additional cost, but I went with the Intellicharge i4. It's a 4 setup. You can charge 4 batteries. And then I got some red LG batteries if you want to look into those. I can provide links for whatever I bought, for this and then for that. So you can compare the two. Like I said, the biggest convenience of the white one is that you can switch out your battery. So I'll take a drag off this guy. I'm going to put it up to 25 watts because we're using the 0.5 coil as well. So a ton of vapor. It's razzleberry from Mount Baker Vapor, which is delicious. Can't say enough good things about both tanks. They're very similar. Little improved technology on the coils on this one. I got to get into the RBAs and see what the deal is there. But the original RBA, I can show you the difference. So you unscrew the top, and then you have your 2 screws to lock down your coil after you've rolled it, and then you can see that the barrel screws off, right? So it's been working great so far. The only issue is that when I tighten it down too much, it's hard to unscrew the barrel from the base, not the top cap, but the barrel. So Kanger addressed this issue, which was really nice, and I have yet to build this one yet, but I will soon, and I can already tell you that I'm looking forward to it. So they give you a new style RBA. Obviously it's got 2 huge air holes here, which is great, and then it's got this little screw. So if you unscrew this, the whole top assembly will just slide right off, which is convenient. So I'm going to take my screw. I can't even get this thing off. Ugh, I don't want to strip this thing. Okay. Little tiny screwdriver, little tiny screw, a little difficult to get off. So anyway, I was able to unscrew it. So if you unscrew it just a little bit, it should, boom, slide right off. So you can see very similar, where's my camera? You can see very similar, get closer. They've already got a nice coil in there for you, and they give you an extra in the bag, which is nice. You can see the extra drip tip in there as well, the coil. So this is going to save me a ton of time, and I don't really have to worry about it getting jammed up and tightening it down too much versus the old. So you can see the difference. This has the air holes, this is the newer with the screw, and this is just the barrel. So I can tell you right away that the juice flow is going to be a lot better with this one. It might have an airier draw too, so I'm anxious to find out the difference between the two. So I will report back on that with another review, possibly with a juice, that I'm liking. So I'll do kind of a 2-in-1. So if you're on the fence between each device, I can tell you that the Subtank is an amazing tank altogether. So if you're getting into sub-ohm vaping, I would suggest trying out either one. I mean, this kit is very all-in-one. You get your battery, you get your tank, you get a couple extras. You don't get the extra glass. They gave me an extra glass for this one when I just bought the tank. So keep that in mind. You get an extra tip with the white, you get extra red O-rings with the silver. So there's a couple little perks to buying it on its own, but you don't get your device. So if you're going to buy a device, I would definitely go with the 50-watt eLeaf, definitely. I did a lot of research on it. Definitely go with the 50-watt, especially if you're going to be using 0.5 coils. And if you want the all-in-one setup, you just got to buy a battery and a charger. I think you could buy 2 batteries for 13, somewhere around there, and then a charger for 12. In my experience, the two battery charger and the 4 battery charger from Intellicharge, I think, is the brand. They're the same price. So why not get the 4, because then you could have more batteries later in time. So I bought one for my fiance, I bought one for myself, so I got the four batteries and the charger that can do 4. So it's a little bit of an initial setup cost. They equal out pretty similar, but if you want an all-in-one device that looks really good, it's all Kanger. Definitely get the sub box. You get the new RBA. You get the newer OCC coils with it. They may start selling this stuff individually, but for right now, it's all in one. It's really easy. The box is great. Comes with everything you need. So make your own decisions. I would suggest you get into sub-ohm vaping because the experience is a lot better. So that's my personal opinion, and I'll just take a few more rips for you guys. That's the cinnamon roll on the sub box with the new OCC coil. And that's the eLeaf with the old OCC coil 0.5. Like I said, the experience is very similar, so you can't really go wrong. It really comes down to how much you're willing to spend, what device you want. You want a bigger device with an internal battery, or do you want a smaller device with an external battery? So make the call. But either way, Subtank is my new favorite tank. I love their coils that they package on their own, and then I also like their rebuildable deck. So that's all I had to say on each. It's not really a versus, it's more of just a comparison and getting into sub-ohm vaping. So I hope that helped you guys kind of make your own decision. And let me know what you think. Let me know if you're upgrading or if you're just looking for information. I'm going to try and do more reviews in the future. So keep it classy, guys, and I'll see you soon.